Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. From the lowest criminal thug in the bowels of Nar Shaddaa, to the most affluent and powerful government officials at the highest echelons of Coruscanti society, the Sith had spread their tentacles into every aspect of Republic life for 1,000 years in secrecy, as they steadily implemented the grand plan and the fall of their enemies. Now to think of it, for 1,000 years the plan had to go almost entirely flawlessly. There were a few bumps in the way of course, but mostly the plan remained on track for millennia. Now of course, it fell on Darth Sidious to carry out the final act. The closer the Sith got to their primary goal, however, the more of their plan they had to dare and expose in order to enact the necessary steps to fulfill it. So the closer Sidious came to ultimate power, the more vulnerable to discovery by the Jedi he had to leave himself, which meant that in the final weeks leading up to the Sith's revenge on their counterparts' Order, Sidious's 1,000-year plan almost came crashing down. The Republic had gotten their hands on Nute Gunray's Mechno chair, and were hunting down anyone still alive who was associated with its construction. The chair had been a gift Sidious had given the Neimoidian as a means of direct communication with the Trade Federation Viceroy and himself. Each clue of the chair's origin leads Anakin and Obi-Wan that much closer to revealing Sidious's actual civilian identity. So though Darth Sidious mostly comes off as if he is 10 steps ahead of everybody, which to be fair he usually is, there have been moments where he has been caught off guard and feeling fearful of possible defeat. And one of those moments is the one that I'm going to cover for you guys today in today's video. You'll see how it exactly affected the battle over Coruscant at the opening of episode 3. And I'm going to read from another passage in the James Luceno's Legends book, Labyrinth of Evil, where, talking via hologram to his apprentice Count Dooku and General Grievous, Sidious is trying to figure out a way to get the Jedi off his back, and we learn where and when the Dark Lord initially wanted Dooku to confront Obi-Wan and Anakin. Not on General Grievous's flagship, the Invisible Hand, but actually a radioactive, devastated planet.
"My lord,"
he said, bowing silently at the waist.
"I've been waiting."
"There have been matters that warranted my close attention, Lord Tyrannus."
"Born, no doubt, of my failure at Now's 3. The ones I sent had every opportunity to kill Kenobi, Skywalker, and the Twi'lek pilot. Instead, they decided to attempt their capture, to extract additional funds from me, as well as to bolster their reputations."
Sidious was dismissive.
"Such is the way of bounty hunters. I should have foreseen this."
Dooku blinked. Was this an admission of failure on Sidious's part? Was Sidious's upper lip twitching, or was it nothing more than noise in the transmission?
"The Force is strong in Skywalker," Sidious went on.
"Yes, my lord, very strong. Next time I will deal with the Jedi personally."
"Yes, that time is drawing near, Lord Tyrannus. But first, we need to provide the Jedi with something that distracts them from hunting me."
Sidious's upper lip was definitely twitching. Was this worry? Worry from someone fond of saying that things were going precisely as planned?
"What has happened, my lord?"
"The Twi'lek's information led them to our rendezvous on Coruscant,"
Sidious said in a scurrilous voice. Dooku was stunned.
"Is there greater danger?"
"They think they have my scent, Lord Tyrannus, and perhaps they do."
"Can you leave Coruscant, my lord?"
From parsecs distant, Sidious stared at him.
"Leave Coruscant?"
"For a time, my lord. Surely we can find some way."
Sidious fell silent for a long moment, then said,
"Perhaps, Lord Tyrannus. Perhaps."
"If not, then I will come to you."
Sidious shook his head.
"That won't be necessary. I told you that their search for me would benefit us before too long, and thanks to you, I begin to see a way."
"What is thy bidding, master?"
Grievous asked from behind Dooku. Sidious turned slightly towards Grievous but continued to speak to Dooku.
"The Jedi have divided their forces. We must do the same. I will deal with the ones on Coruscant. I need you to deal with the rest."
"My fleet stands ready, master,"
Grievous said, still without raising his gaze from the grid.
"The Republic is monitoring you?"
Sidious asked the general.
"Yes, master."
"Can you divide the fleet judiciously?"
"It can be done, master."
Good, good. Then move however many ships are needed to crush an occupied Tithe.
"It may prove costly to us, my lord. The Republic will almost certainly flatten it," Dooku said.
"Not if the Jedi are convinced that it must be retaken rather than destroyed."
Confusion wrinkled Dooku's forehead.
"How will we convince them?"
"We won't have to, Lord Tyrannus. Their own investigations will lead them to that conclusion. Moreover, Kenobi and Skywalker will oversee the counterattack.
Indeed, my lord.
They will not pass up an opportunity to capture Count Dooku.
Dooku saw Grievous's armor-plast head elevate in surprise.
What leads you to believe that the Republic will not simply flatten me at this point?
The Jedi are predictable. I needn't tell you this. Look what they risked on Cato Nemoidia in an effort to capture Viceroy Gunray. They are obsessed with bringing their enemies to justice, instead of merely administering justice themselves.
It is their way.
Then you don't mind serving as bait to lure them here?
Dooku inclined his head.
As ever, I am at your disposal, my lord.
Sidious grinned once more.
Old Kenobi and Skywalker, Lord Tyrannus. Entertain them, play to their weakness, demonstrate your mastery, as you have on previous occasions.
Grievous made a meaningful sound.
General, I'm certain you recall the plans we discussed some time ago regarding the final stage of the war.
Regarding Coruscant.
Regarding Coruscant, yes.
Sidious paused, then said,
We must accelerate those plans. Prepare, General, for what will be your finest hour.
Now, I wanted to end this with Sidious ordering the attack on Coruscant. Now, we all know why it happened, right? It was a distraction to get Sidious off planet. While the destruction rained down on the megacity, disrupts their investigation entirely. Which, this, makes me think, what if Nute Gunray had not left his Mechno chair behind during his evacuation from his stronghold? Or if he had managed to destroy it? Either way, if the Republic and the Jedi hadn't been able to use it and hunt for Sidious, then the battle would have happened later, maybe weeks or months, and Dooku would still be alive. How would that have changed Anakin's story? His confrontation with Dooku would have happened later, possibly, and probably at a different location, maybe with a different outcome. Would Dooku reveal things to him? Would he still fall? Would Mustafar happen? What about Tyth? If Anakin and Obi-Wan fought and defeated Dooku on this planet before Grievous's attack on Coruscant, or if Dooku managed to kill Obi-Wan here, before Anakin got the Sith Lord. Then the devastated Jedi Knight hears about his other friend and mentor, Chancellor Palpatine, being kidnapped by General Grievous and heads alone into the battle. What do you think that changes? Would Anakin fall earlier in this case? I always like going through these what-if scenarios. As you know, that's kind of how the channel started. Have an awesome rest of your day. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.